How come my paws don't come up? What the fuck? Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I think it's one at a time.
What's going on? I'm here at the house in Rochester, the one we just moved from. Maddie is at drill, so for the next 2 days I'm cleaning up the yard and putting up the fences that I had mentioned in the last video. And so yeah, I gotta clean the house, wash the walls, all that stuff, clean up the shop, because whenever we were gone, we didn't mention, but one of the times we had driven back, we had got home at like, I don't know, probably 1 in the morning, and that neighbor that had borrowed the T-post puller from, she took it upon herself to come on our property and take it back. And so, and I had left it out for her whenever she needed it, you know. We had left early in the morning, so I didn't take it back to her because I didn't want to, you know, wake her up early in the morning. So I left it out for her. Knew she was coming over at some point. Tried calling her to let her know, you know, it's right here. She never answered. And guess what happens? The calves were still here. So she left the shop door open, the calves got in there and they shit over everything. Just tore the place up. So gonna have to clean that now, so that's cool. But yeah, so that's pretty much what the next 2 days are gonna be. A lot of cleaning and a lot of repair and stuff. Oh yeah, we also didn't say, I don't know if you can see it, but that gate right there, Oreo jumped through. Well, tried to jump over, ended up going through it, ripped it off the shop, and completely bent it in half. So that's an 8-foot stock gate that got completely bent and tore up. So that's just another added added stressor on top of everything else. But we're almost to the end right there. So okay, it's been a long ass day. I didn't get absolutely no footage, honestly. I just kind of put music on and just went to it. There's some of the pallets I loaded up. I actually had loaded the trailer and then neighbor came by and they needed some pallets, so I gave them probably half the load that I had. But as you can see, everything's pretty much cleaned up. I just got to replace this fencing. Don't know if I'll do that today. Pretty much got the yard taken care of. About to go redo this fencing. It didn't get tore up, luckily. It just pushed a post down, and so I just stood the post back up, kind of reset it, and got to tack the fence back on. Now, the fun part that I was talking about earlier. So this is the shop that the calves broke into, and all that is what I cleaned up off the floor that they had just tore through everything. It doesn't look like much, but there's probably about 18 pounds of shit right there. Literal cow shit. As you can tell, there's still piss and shit pretty much everywhere. Now that I got pretty much everything cleared out, cleaned up, I got to go through and scrape it all off. So that's gonna be fun. You'd think I'd get used to, honestly, being around shit 24/7, having animals all the time, but sometimes you don't expect to have to scrape it off the ground inside shop. So that sucks. But, you know, nothing I can do about it now besides clean it up. Yeah, so it's coming together. It's taking a lot longer than it should, but what can you do? Scraping the cow shit from the ground, I was actually thinking of a funny story that happened to me my last week at FedEx. I was putting some creamer in my coffee. It was just a powdered creamer because that's all we had there. And one of my coworkers walks up and he looks at me and with utter disgust, he was like, "Ew, you literally drink that stuff? Do you know what's in it? You know how bad it is for you?" And I kind of smirked and just looked at him straight in his eyes and I told him, I'm like, well, as a man who dips regularly and is ankle deep in multiple species of animal shit every day of my life, I think a little bit of powdered creamer is the least of my worries. And he just looked at me with confusion and I walked away, laughing my ass off, because that's literally my life. I don't think powdered creamer is gonna be the end of me. Okay, so finished up pretty much everything at the house. Just gotta throw stuff in the trailer and all that. Pretty much cleaned up. Gonna find some way to get rid of those pallets because I don't want to pay for dumping those things. But right now, headed back into town. Maddie's done with drill, so we're gonna go to dinner at her mom's house, and then basically repeat tomorrow. You know, clean more stuff up.
What's your job? Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Elijah.
That's Elijah all over.
Happy birthday to you. A rainy Friday here in Pullman, about 9 o'clock, heading out to feed the animals and check on Hamlet and Hamela to see how they did with their first night in their new pen. Good morning, handsome. Good morning, handsome. We moved all the ducks. They stopped laying for like a good 2 months, so I'm really not expecting any eggs from them until the spring when it starts warming up, because one, they're in a new place, they were moved and not very happy about it, and two, they're kind of in here, which has limited sunlight. Sun comes in through there, as well as through the openings in the barn here, so they're not completely cut off from light, but they're definitely not as readily in it as they were at our place in Rochester.
Week 1 is officially in the books at my new job. It's cool, man. Working a ton with animals, you know, which obviously that's cool. A lot of cleaning out stalls and stuff like that, so that may not sound too exciting, But the fact that I'm around animals and dealing with animals and gotta move cows and move horses and stuff like that, that's the fun part. And I'm still already learning a lot of stuff that, you know, is definitely gonna come in handy for Iron Barn Farms. But I mean, also, like, look at this view. Like, this is where I work. Like, seriously, walking in my car right now, and it's just beautiful. So I mean, really doesn't get much better than that. So definitely made a step in the right direction.
As we move to Pullman and kind of figure out our new routines, Elijah's balancing his job as farmer too, taking care of all of our animals, taking care of me and the domestic animals that we have. We're kind of finding ways to get things done. I still work as a reservist on base, and I'm taking a full load of online classes, and I'm working now on applying for a veterinary assistant position at one of the animal hospitals here. So trying to figure out how to do all that while still passing my classes. And I'm tired from being up late working, and just trying to like appreciate the small things. And I looked up and I saw my little family soundly sleeping, and it brought me so much joy.